Guys, how we doing? Welcome to the West Ham World. You're going to have to bear with us. We are on a new platform. So obviously we might wobble a bit. It might go in and out. So we have to wait and see how it goes. How are you, mate? I'll tell you what, I'm not looking forward to West Ham at all. But let's see. How are you? How are you, mate?
Not bad, mate. Not bad. Like you say, we haven't done a podcast for a while. You keep saying to me, "Oh, we'll do a podcast this week. We'll do a podcast this week," and I just keep saying, "Nah, I don't want to. I don't want to talk about it." Basically, yeah, it's very negative at the minute. Very depressing.
Um, what do you make of it then? So, we keep hearing 2 games. He's got 2 games. He hasn't got 2 games. What do you reckon? Do you think there is 2 games?
Sounds like it. Sounds like it. Sounds like we've been sounding out managers during the international break. Which, to be honest, is a sensible thing to do. If they don't think he's the man, get them lined up. Newcastle, Arsenal, 2 games you'd expect absolutely nothing from. Get a new man in, give him a run of easier games, get him off to a good start. I imagine that's the plan. But yeah, I don't know, mate. I'm just so personally for me, I still think it's too early. I would have given him till at least January. I don't
Really?
think it's been. Yeah, really, yeah.
But I don't see any improvement at all, mate. I see players going backwards.
What's going to improve? The reason why, first of all, I do think it's very early. I don't think it's been as bad as people say. And the main thing is, if he goes, who's coming in? Who's coming in that's going to improve things? Nobody.
I sort of I get that, but also surely anyone who can come in and just galvanise this group a bit and make them, I don't know, enjoy football again.
So what happens? What happens if we change? We bring a new manager in. Let's say we bring Terzic in, right? Cheap, free.
That's not the guy I would bring in.
No, but we've got to be realistic. We ain't going to bring in someone exciting. We ain't going to bring in someone who's going to get the fans going, "Oh, here we go." It's going to be someone like that. What happens if we bring in Terzic and it doesn't improve in the next 10 games? We're going to sack him as well.
Toxic, mate. But
We sack him then. We'll sack him after 10, 11, 12 games. And then what? We'll get someone else in to do the back end of the season. To me, it's ridiculous, man. It's stupid. Nothing's going to change while Sullivan's owner.
That's what it all leads back to. Again, is whoever he brings in, because he won't go and buy out Thomas Frank, Iriola, even at where's he at, Bournemouth, Marco Silva at Fulham, because he won't go and buy them out. And don't tell me, and I know you probably agree with this, don't tell me that them guys, if there was a contract on the table at West Ham, wouldn't leave their clubs.
Mm-hmm.
Is it maybe Marco Silva would stay at Fulham, potentially. Iriola would leave Bournemouth, and I think Thomas Frank would leave Brentford, no?
Maybe. I mean, you've got to think as well where they are. They're under a decent setup. They're under a setup that's working for them. And then they're going to come to West Ham and work under Sullivan and the absolute shambles that we are.
I don't know whether you can see that comment as well, mate, because I'm testing this software out.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, we know he will get sacked because he's clueless. So why wait? It's true as well. There's that argument as well. If you were going to sack him in 2 games' time, why didn't you sack him yesterday?
Yeah.
I'm worried. Like you say, mate. It's a valid point of who is going to come in. I don't trust them, mate, because if it is Terzic, this is another guy who is a pragmatist by all accounts. Even Fulkrug and I think it was Hummels, wasn't it? Matt Hummels was calling him out. The fans were calling him out. I think the comments are harsh when they say he bottled the league. I think that's quite a harsh comment. It went down to the last game. I don't think Bellingham was fit for that game as well. And they didn't win it, did they, in that last game? And then, got into the Champions League final. Should have won that game. I don't know if you watched that game, mate. I think Adeyemi was through about 3 times and missed the goals. But, nah, I don't want him. I'll be honest, mate, and I don't... Again, I get criticised for this on West Ham. I'm not Mark Noble's biggest fan, but I genuinely would rather have Mark Noble in there until, January. Because I think he would bring that Trevor Brookins style vibe of... He would rough a few people up and be like, come on, this is West Ham. This is what this club wants. What would you make of... Would you take Mark for a little while?
Would I take him? I don't, first of all, I don't think he's got any interest whatsoever in doing that. I don't think he's got any interest in going into coaching or being a manager. I know what you're saying with the Brooklyn bounce that we had, but Mark's still in and around the club and involved in the club. He should be doing it anyway. He should be in there doing it anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know, man, and like I don't know if I can't highlight comments on this
It's
platform.
right. I'm going to go through them in a minute. Anyway,
So-
I'll go through all of them. Yeah.
But like, has it been good? No, it hasn't. It hasn't been good. Has it been as bad as everyone's making out? Personally, I don't think it has. No, you know, like there's a comment from Richie there. Why not get a caretaker manager till January? Can't play any worse. We can.
But we proved we can play. Okay, with that question then, what you're thinking, what you just said, are we worse than what we are under David Moyes? I think we are.
But we're statistically not. We've got more points in the equivalent games.
Yeah, but
So
I've
we're
not
not.
seen
No,
anything
so
good.
no,
I've
we're
not
not
seen
worse.
anything good.
We're not worse.
Have you seen
Listen,
anything good then? What have you
no,
seen good?
no. I'm coming from this right. I've not been impressed by Lopetegui, not at all. Have I seen any improvements? Apart, you know, we've got a bit more of the ball, but have I seen any improvements? No. Do I think we're improving anywhere? No. But I'm not gonna take that we've got worse because we haven't.
I think we have though, because I think Jared Bowen's got worse. I think Caduce's got worse.
As Bowen got worse, how many times were we slagging Bowen off in the last year for not performing?
He was 20-goal a season player last year.
Are you telling me that on this channel we weren't saying Bowen's not in it, he's not performing? He has spells.
I don't think last season we were.
He has spells where we'll go through it. And then Kudus has barely played. I think it's pretty obvious, regardless, and I've said this previously.
He wants to go.
Yeah, I don't think it matters who the manager is. Kudus doesn't want to be at West Ham.
Alvarez wants to go.
Kudus don't want to be here. He wants to be somewhere else, you know. So I don't think it matters who the manager is.
I will give him a bit of a pass with is Alvarez clearly wanted to go, and if he wouldn't have got injured, would have gone. Kudus definitely wants to go, flashing his knickers at Arsenal, and then you got the Paquetá situation. Arguably, three of your best players are not there mentally. No?
Yeah, and the main striker signing hasn't played.
Yeah. What do you make of him then, mate? I'll put a little note about him. I don't think he's going to play for West Ham again. I think he'll be gone.
It looks bad, doesn't it? It's the West Ham striker curse. Like I said, mate, I said to you the other day, we might as well give Antonio a 10-year contract and just play him till he's 50. Because
it's like the Deadpool thing until you're 90.
It doesn't matter who we sign. It doesn't matter who we sign. Antonio will still be playing for us, leading the line. It's ridiculous, man. It's crazy.
Well,
this is, guys. This is why I haven't wanted to do a podcast because this is just.
I know, mate. Get Floppy gone. He's clueless. Get Kevin Keenan until the end of the season. Then go for Areola. I would like Areola or Areola. I can never pronounce his name. I would like him, but we ain't gonna pay. We're not gonna pay.
No.
Who wants to work for Sullivan? Someone who wants a payday and don't care yet, and someone who's out of contract. Get Carrick. No, do you know what I would have? And I know Paul's going to go me. I'd have Scott Parker. I genuinely would. Scott Parker is sitting fourth with Burnley. He is. Yes, he went to Tottenham. He is a West Ham hero. That guy. And if you want to say someone who got the club whilst playing for us, that man got West Ham. That man was arguably the man who shaped Marky, the legend, the captain, into who he is. He absolutely leads by example, Scott Parker. I would take Scott Parker 100%. What about you?
I don't disagree with anything you said there, mate. I don't. But I still don't. You called him a West Ham hero. I'll accept that.
He's not a legend. No.
Yeah, I won't accept West Ham legend.
My mind has changed about legend and hero status over the years. Like, if Jared Bowen stays at West Ham till the end of his career, he is a West Ham legend because he's got a winning goal in a cup final. But yeah, I would 100%. And the way Scott Parker plays football is actually really, really good football. He tries to get on the front foot. He's not a pragmatist. And that's what we want. No, we don't want a pragmatist again.
Yeah, to be honest, I think I everything you said I agree with there. I think if we were looking at former players, I'd rather Carrick than Parker, I think, for me. But we know that it's not going to be that. It's not going to be
No.
that kind of appointment. That's the problem.
Why not caretaker manager until January? Um, again, David Sullivan tries to be safe by being cheap, and then he ends up paying more. The guy makes no sense. Right, here we go. This is a good question. If we got to get a freebie, I'd prefer Potter over Terzic. At least he has the game tactics, talks proper English, and works under a technical director. I'll let you have that one, mate.
Inspiring.
What, are you against Potter?
I mean, he's. All right, let's get Potter in. He's probably an English Lopetegui.
He's not a pragmatist, though.
Mm.
He's not a pragmatist. If you look at he used to really fluid formation with Brighton, but again, Brighton is a better run football club than West Ham. I don't like talking about West Ham, admit. Hi gents, I think Floppy will be around for a while, yet Sullivan doesn't usually let managers go unless we're in the bottom three, which we could be in a couple of weeks' time. Do you reckon there's anything in his contract, like, I think Moyes had it, didn't he? That
I think they put that in everyone's contract. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think there's definitely some kind of clause that if we drop into the bottom three, they can go with less or no compensation.
As a team, we've regressed. I agree with that. Need to let Pac-Man go. His head hasn't been in the game, and I've got a feeling those betting charges are going to stick. What do you make on that, mate? I would let him go.
I would. Yeah,
let him go in January.
yeah, I would. Regardless of the outcome of this, he's not the same player. And it's understandable. If you had that hanging over your head, you wouldn't be able. You're talking professional football in the Premier League. You need to be 100%. If you're just 98%,
Yeah,
it's not good enough. Yeah. And no one with that hanging over them could be 100%.
What sort of money do you think we could get?
I don't know, mate. Realistically, with those charges hanging over him, you're talking 20 million, 25 million.
Let's say the charges are dropped. What sort of money would you look then?
You're probably talking
40?
35, 40.
I would sell him for that as well, I think. I'm past the days of wanting players that don't want to be at West Ham. Like, if Kudus wants to go. Moyes had a system, we knew what we was trying to do. Loppy, I don't understand it. He changes his system and team every week.
I think with that, right, I have to say, I think a lot of people were probably romanticising how it was under David Moyes for the last year. For the last 18 months. Yes, we won a European Cup, but we were shocking. We were absolutely shocking. And people say we've regressed, we've gone backwards. Genuinely, just my opinion, I don't see it. I don't think we have. I thought we were awful under David Moyes for the last year. And we're still awful.
Lucky results from some world-class players, mate.
Yeah, and we're still awful. I'm not trying to sit here and say we've been great, we've been amazing. Loppy's been a fantastic appointment. I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think you're trying to say that we're the same.
Yeah. Nothing. We haven't improved. No, we haven't improved, but I don't think we've gone backwards. Yes, Moyes had a plan. That plan was crap. I hated watching it. I didn't want to watch West Ham every week. At least under Lopetegui, it's exciting because you don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah. Guys, I feel myself Loppy should have been sacked.
Loopy
should have been sacked a few games back for not been any improvement, and that's the only thing with this. 1 minute, I need to set it to 20 seconds. There we go. And we are not going to get any better. Sullivan, to get any credit back with us fans, buys a top manager. That's the only way it's going to be. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. I'm just finishing these comments. The players just don't believe in Loppy's tactics. There's a bit of that as well. There's a video going around about Wan-Bissaka not chasing back after 10 minutes in the Everton game, and sort of that's why he got hooked, because maybe you don't believe in the tactics. Do you think we have too many? It's all about me men, from the players to the board. What do you think of that, mate?
I think that's fair. Yeah, I think that's a fair thing to say. Yeah. We don't have any leaders on the pitch. We don't. Listen, as much as we all love Jared Bowen, I've said it from day one, he's not a captain.
He's not a captain.
He's not. Jared, we've got no leaders on the pitch. And it shows. It shows. As much as
there's anyone that cares, mate.
No. like
That's
you,
a
you know,
harsh comment because I think Bowen cares.
yeah, he cares, but he's not
There's no
a player.
mark. There's no mark. There's no
Exactly. There's
even
no
like a
mark.
Nolan, a Ginge, a Dawson. There's no one like that that just goes, "Come on, boys, what are we doing here? What are
Exactly.
we doing?"
Exactly that. Exactly that. You know, we don't have that character on the pitch.
Mm,
We don't, and it shows.
yeah,
It shows.
that's it. And again, we said it again. There was a famous video going around a couple of weeks ago about Fornell was seeing the West Ham fans in the better split. That's someone. Again, he did blow hot and cold, but he got it. Do you know what I mean? He got it. He got it. He should have stayed. Should have stayed. We've been unlucky with Fulkrug. I'd like to see what he can do with running games under his belt. I don't think we'll see him play for West Ham. I genuinely don't. I think he's done. I do. I think he's done. We would even struggle if playing well against Newcastle. It's lambs to the slaughter on Monday, but no one is looking forward to the game yet. We'll talk about that in a minute. Yeah, so if he does get another pragmatist, mate, do you see protests building again?
Probably. Not that it'll change anything. You know, I think that time was there, and it came and gone. I don't think we'd be able to build that momentum as a fan base again.
I just hate that we, just as we get a chance to change direction, when we went to the London Stadium, we could have got in Lacazette, etc., or Carlos Bacca. We get rid of Moyes. We could have gone down a completely different road with a nice, fresh, young, exciting manager. We blow it every time. Every single time we blow it. And that boat's gone again now. Because like you say, you're probably going to have to get a pragmatist to save us the longer this goes on. And then what? How many seasons have we written off? I said that in my video yesterday. How many seasons under Sullivan have been written off in their 15 years? All the time. It's all the time. Question for you, mate. Crying out loud. The only thing I don't like about this thing is it jumps really quick. Guys, would you go after Van Nistelrooy, Conceição, I think they say that, rather than Terzic?
Yeah. Do you know what?
Van Nistelrooy one,
Yeah, Van Nistelrooy is...
a couple of games. I know it's only a couple of games. But I think there's a bit between his teeth from being taken out of the Man United job. I think he would get it. I do. I think he might get West Ham.
I would take Van Nistelrooy, definitely. And he's someone the players are going to respect as well. Do you know what I mean? I would absolutely take Van Nistelrooy. Conceição, don't really know too much about him to say either way.
What was the other ones you said you sent to me the other day, didn't you? When it
they were apart from
manager, which not going to happen.
Yeah, that's the only one. That Hunes is the only one who would actually be good, and he's not coming into West Ham. The others were, I can't even remember their bloody names now.
Have you seen, I think it was Allegri. Have you seen the Allegri rumours that he potentially would take? But then again, he's another pragmatist, isn't he? He's a fantastic manager. He's a pragmatist.
He ain't coming to West Ham. Why would Allegri come to West Ham?
No, just that there were rumours out there a few weeks ago that he was being spoken to.
There was the Denmark manager whose name I can't remember, whose record didn't even look all that good. Just uninspiring, mate. Uninspiring.
Yeah,
that's the thing, like I say, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that Lopetegui's been brilliant and he's doing anything amazing. But I don't see the names we're linked with, the realistic names we're linked with. I don't see coming in and doing any better.
Who would you like if if there was a chance to get one realistic one, not a Klopp pick, for example?
But I don't think there is a realistic one. That's the problem. I don't. I think the realistic.
If West Ham put the money on the table for Iriola, he wouldn't come.
But it's not realistic because we won't do it.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's true. Because the question was realistic. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's a question for you, because this is the one that is going around YouTube at the minute. Are you, and this is a really hard question to answer, are you falling out of love a little bit?
That's a tough question, man.
It is. It's because I always love West Ham, but in terms of looking forward to watching a game and just it feels like everything's been sucked out of us because of this crap football.
It's possible, right? Towards the end, listen, and again, we've done this to death on this channel, David Moyes. We've done it to death, but towards the end, the last year under Moyes, I watch every single game. Obviously, I live in a different
yeah, of
country.
course,
I would go more if I could. Watch every single game. I never looked forward to watching West Ham. It was more of a, all right, I've got to watch West Ham now because,
Yeah, yeah, it's a chore. It's a
yeah,
chore.
I never looked forward to it. Rarely enjoyed it. And then when Moyes went in the summer, I got that back. That
Yeah,
I can't
yeah.
wait for the season
Mate,
to
I
start.
booked up 3-4 tickets, mate. You know, I went to Tottenham away, which was awful.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I went Ipswich, went Bournemouth. I was ready to go like, oh yeah, I'll start going games again because it's going to be exciting again.
So it's
gone.
there, mate. So
Gone.
that it's, but it's still there. It's still in you. But yeah, it's just been, and I'm not at that point where I'm like, oh, I can't be bothered to watch games. I'm not at that point yet. Like I say, that's one thing I said earlier. At least to me, anyway, the fact that you don't know who's going to line up every week, you don't know what's going to happen. To me,
Maybe a
that
better
gives it
question
that
is,
little bit.
how do results affect you now? Because, you know, anger's gone. And is it that, you know, that cliche word we keep using on YouTube now, is apathy? Has it got to that level now?
I think that's fair. Yeah, I think that's fair.
Where you just expect it now. That's just West Ham now. If anyone says, what's your identity now? Crap pragmatists. You know what I mean? That's our identity now. And, you know, like it's so annoying. I could go on forever about the lack of academy players being used and just, like I say, if another pragmatist walks in that building in 2-3 weeks' time, just the enthusiasm to watch West Ham and, like you say, mate, do a podcast with me every week. It's painful. It's painful. It's genuinely painful. Are we looking at it through rose-tinted glasses of the past, though? You know, are we, you know, do we look back at the Paolo Di Canio era too beautifully?
Probably, but I mean, that's just what people do, isn't it? You know,
Yeah.
you always romanticize the past. You know, it's how it is. It's just the way it is. But we want something to get excited about. You know,
George Murphy could have been that player that maybe could have given us that. You know, maybe the football's not great, but you get a George Murphy or a Potts come through.
yeah.
And that's what it was about back in the day, weren't it? You know. I don't know. It's killing me. Good morning, chaps. Good morning, everyone. If you're going to Geordie Land, stay safe. If you're going up there, you're nutcases. Genuinely, because if we're not 3-0 down by half time, I will be shocked. Rumour mill has us looking at 4 coaches: Terzic, Hoynes, Stitch. That was the other one you was talking about the other day.
Yeah.
And a Danish coach. Yeah, mentioned that one. Thanks for that, mate. What we got here? What have I missed? Here we go. The premise of corporate money machine has drained some of the passion out of it. We all didn't consider things could get worse when Moyes left. I include myself in that. It's always going to be the same until he goes, though. We can repeat that forever and ever. What concerns me is that this is 2010-11 repeated. If Lobby gets some traction in the next 2 games like Grant did, people we've spoken to back away, could Lobby stay and take us down? That's a good question.
I don't think there's any danger of us getting relegated.
I think it could be in a relegation battle, but I don't think we will go down because there is some shocking teams down there. Like, we're bad. We're really bad.
Again, though, like, quantify that. We're really, really bad. Based on what? Apart from, like, you're talking about the eye test. You're talking about the eye test.
Can't win a game.
Yeah, but again,
Smashed.
so last season we finished 9th.
Yeah.
Points per game, we've got more this season than last.
Yeah, again, though, is that a bit of luck that the other teams are so bad? Would we stay up just because we're not as bad or because we're good enough?
I think we'll stay up because we'll get enough points to teams that are not, you know, top 6 teams, which 90% of the teams we've played so far are, to stay up.
Yeah.
I don't. Again, this is my opinion. This is just me. Everyone's like, it's bad. It's so bad. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's not great, but it ain't that bad. It ain't. This ain't Avram Grant. It ain't.
No, but are we gonna? Is there any future? Is there any point sticking with someone that doesn't look like it's gonna do anything positive?
If there's no positive change to be made, then I don't see the point in making the change.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a hard one because
listen. If you said to me, right, if you said to me, 100%, we'll pay the money, we'll get Iraola, to come into West Ham, yeah, I'd say 100% do it now, get the next man in. But it ain't going to be that, is it?
No. Yeah, I think you're looking at it from a more sort of straight line. You know that you're saying that what we want is not what we're going to get. So what's the point? That's
Yeah,
fair enough.
yeah.
That is a fair enough point, mate. It is that is fair enough. Would you take Brendan Rodgers for his name has been linked? Just another one. Cannot see it happening.
I'd take him, but
I like him. I do like him.
I can't see him leaving Celtic, but I would take him.
I do like him. He does play quite good football as well. I don't know, again, what he's been like since, but we were too good to go down in 2003. We certainly were, mate. Morning, lads, and all in the chat. Anyone feeling confident for tomorrow? No, we're going to talk about that in a minute. West Ham is far bigger club than Bournemouth. It's a step up for Areola, and his contract isn't that long. We could easily tempt him away. I know we can. But will David Sullivan make that is the bigger that is the question. Confident my bet will come in, win by 3 goals at home. Yes. Right. Okay, let's talk about the Newcastle game, mate. How long have we been going for? I don't get no timer on this. That's the only other thing as well. Oh no, you do. Down the bottom here, 26 minutes. Yeah. So, any confidence at all, mate, in the game on Monday night?
I'm always hopeful, mate. I'm always hopeful. But realistically, I mean, as someone else already said, even if we were playing well at the minute, it's a tough game.
We ain't got the best record up there. Like last season, weren't it? We went, did we go 3-1 up, did we? And ended up losing 4-3 from Harvey Barnes Weldy. And they went down to 10 men as well. They were a good side, players I like Gordon, I like Isak, Bruno Gomes, Joe Linton's an absolute animal. What do you make of their manager, mate? Eddie.
Yeah, I mean, he's done a fantastic job. He's done an absolutely fantastic job. What I respect about Newcastle is, they're the richest club in the world, but they haven't acted like the richest club in the world. You know what I mean? They haven't gone.
Similarities between us and them. You know, the fan base. Just all they want is just that little bit of hope and stuff. And again, they've been killed by the Premier League changing the rules, basically, that, you've been taken over by the richest people in the world, but you can't spend it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like that, the signings they made have been good, sensible signings. Like you say, Eddie Howe's a great manager. I would have loved him to come to West Ham. But yeah. Like you say, man, it's a tough game. I'm always hopeful. You never know. And like I say, that's the one thing. I don't feel that yet. I don't feel like every game we're going to lose. I don't feel that. I do think it's that I don't know what's going to happen because it seems so random at the minute. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. What we doing? Guys, if we play like we have been, I can see us getting beat by Wolves, especially if Loppy's still at the club. Yeah, the way the Wolves played yesterday, incredible goal from that Cunha, if you've seen it, mate. Unbelievable goal. Have I got anything else to talk about, really? Not really, because it's just depressing me. We will set out like we did against Forest and get smashed, and then they're better quality in front. I can see, to be honest, mate, the next 2 games being 4-0 and 4-0.
It's not impossible, yeah. Absolutely, it could be, yeah. And I think it's safe to say, I've seen rumours. Yeah, tell me about it, mate. I've got Fortune's Always Hiding tattooed on my arm. I think it's safe to say, if we do get smashed 4 in both, I think he's gone. I think he's probably gone anyway. I think we're just delaying it. I have seen rumours that if we get smashed tomorrow night, he'll go after that. He won't even get the Arsenal game.
Yeah, the little conspiracy theories I've heard is that they're letting Lopetegui take these 2 hard games, and then after that it's favourable. I think it's Leicester, Wolves. For a new manager to come in, them games are a little bit better. But then new guy comes in and he loses 2 games in a row. You're thinking, oh God, we've made another mistake, ain't you?
Yeah, exactly.
Guys, I feel we will score, but feel we will get beat 3-4-1. Yeah, I agree. What would you like to see then? So what can Lopetegui do in this game that's different, that would make you maybe think, he's learned in this?
You want to see. I don't think it's fair to say he hasn't got a plan. I think he has got a plan of the way he wants
He
us
ain't
to
got the
play.
players to do it.
He ain't got the players to do it. I want to see us look like we know what the plan is and we're able to somewhat follow it. I want us to look cohesive. I want us to
Would
look.
you like to go, like me personally, I'd like to go back to basics. Again, it's pragmatist, but it's like, okay, Wan-Bissaka, you are one of the best right backs in the league. We're going to play you right back. When you haven't got a bomb up, you sit in.
Yeah.
Same with Emerson. You could be the one that gets forward, and just, I don't know, try and not be too complicated for a game. Try and think, right, just try and be solid and do what you can do. No.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to quantify. Like you know it. It's one of them things, you know it when you see it. Do you know what I mean? You want the team to look like they're playing to a system. I don't like. That's just one thing I will say. I don't like the wholesale changes. I don't mind making lots of substitutions, but completely changing the setup and the system halfway through a game, I'm not a fan of. And we keep doing that. I want us to do something that looks like it's working and then stick with it. I don't know. We'll see. I personally, mate, I don't think it matters at this stage anyway. I think, and I, as much as I've sort of been saying it's not as bad as people were saying, blah 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 blah, 100%, it doesn't matter. It's too late. It's too late. He's a dead man walking. The majority of the fan base have turned against him. The media have started sniping at him. It's too late.
It's funny that, isn't it? Like that. Under Moyes last year, you couldn't say a bad word against him, but now it's, oh, he's terrible, blah 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 blah. It's hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious.
And it's too far gone, in my opinion. So as much as I don't think it's right to let him go, as much as I think it's too early still, and I will give him more time, it's too late. It's it is the fan base has turned against him. The media's against him. It's done regardless.
Question for you.
Would we be worse off if we kept Potts and had a midfield three of Potts, Surfy and Orford? Probably not, mate. Yeah, I wish I would love to, like Luke was saying earlier, I wish we had kept a couple of the young lads and put them in, like something to get us excited about, something to get behind, young players coming through, lift the crowd. Yeah, I would have loved to have seen that.
I feel we need to play a counter-attacking game. The players we have are more suited to that.
This is saying, right, so we need to play a counter-attacking game, players we have are more suited. Something I saw someone make a good point of, if all we're going to do is stick to the way that Moyes played and that's it, is that West Ham now? Is West Ham is the only person in the world that can make West Ham play half decent David Moyes? Then what was the point in letting him go? If that's all we have to aspire for, is to play like a David Moyes team, then I give up, man. I give up.
Yeah, that's depressing, mate. It's a depressing thought, but it seems that's the way we are. Genuinely, that is just feels how it is. And like I say about that, not walking away from the club, but getting up for games, it just feels that way at the minute. It really does. Michael Carrick must be a good option. The amount of goals that Middlesbrough are capable of scoring. I can't say I took note of it, but I go with what you say, mate. I trust, someone says my sound ain't great. I ain't got a mic, so you're going to have to deal with it for now, mate. I do apologise. Right, last thing I'm going to talk about, mate, just quickly, is Steiden, and then we'll wrap it up. How much blame has he got for what's going on this year? Let me move a bit closer, maybe that will help the mic.
It's difficult to say. I think top to bottom, everyone's got blame, from the players to the manager to Steeden to Sullivan. It's difficult to know how much blame to place on Steeden because, by all accounts, he didn't want Lopetegui as manager. He was pushing for Amorim. He didn't. So Lopetegui weren't his man. So it's hard to say there. You look at the transfers. How much input did he have? We don't. Who were his transfers? Who weren't? You don't really know.
By the sound of it, they got two each.
Yeah. So if I will say a black mark against him is Fulkrug. It is, as much as he's a fantastic player, played in the Champions League final last year. Over 30. I won't say he had a bad injury record because he didn't really. He played a lot of games last year. But just we needed a young, powerful striker. I still personally are of the opinion that the point is we wanted two. we wanted,
And
we wanted Fulkrug and that young, pacey, powerful striker, and we didn't get them. So then, do you say, okay, well, that has to lie on Sullivan for not getting the players that he wanted? It's difficult to say, man. It's difficult to say. Personally, I don't think he'll be at West Ham much longer either. Anyway, I think he'll be
no, I
gone
think
soon.
he's what's it called damage limitation in himself, isn't he? Where it's like he's putting things out that I didn't want this, I didn't want Loppy, I didn't want this, I didn't want this, and I think they're all trying to save each other's backs.
Yeah.
That's why when you get David Sullivan coming out, I pick Somerville. Do you know what I mean? They're all stabbing each other in the back now. Do you think that if he does go, do you think that's the end of the director of football situation? Do you think that project's over?
I hope not.
As West Ham always do.
I hope not, and I don't think so.
You'd like to think that Mark is being sort of, nurtured into that role.
Yeah, I don't know. We'd have to wait and see. We did kind of try it unofficially. I can't remember the guy's name. What was the guy's name we got from Man City?
Yeah, no, exactly. Oh, I can't remember his name. Rob something.
Yeah, Rob Newman.
That's it.
Rob Newman. So we had him, and then we made it official when we got Lopetegui and Steeden came in as officially as technical director. So I think they've been trying to go that way for a while. So I don't think, I don't think that's the end of it. But yeah, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see on that one.
So I'm just testing out these new little gadgets. It's very cool. This new studio we've got. There you go. Check out our TikTok page, guys. And just before we do wrap up, hit that like button. It really helps us out. I don't know what this looks like on YouTube. I was trying to access it on my phone, but it's not showing up for some reason. So I don't know. Are most of you watching on YouTube? Let us know in the thing. It'd be interesting to know what you guys can see. Because, like I say, I don't know. Even if we're definitely live somewhere because people are commenting on it. I don't know. It's probably one of them special sites that you use when you've got your own time by yourself. Anything else, mate? Anything else? Or is it lost all enthusiasm in West Ham?
It's just depressing, isn't it, mate? It's just depressing. No, I mean, you're talking January transfer rumours are starting up, but I don't think there's any budget. I don't think there's any money. If a new manager comes in, they'll probably give him one or two.
I'll tell you what, that story I sent you yesterday, actually, about a Gerd. Real Madrid, apparently. Bold accounts.
Typical, isn't it?
Yeah. The only good thing is, I assume, I don't know whether there's an obligation to buy in this loan, that maybe he's pushing his price up. And maybe we could get closer to the money that we wanted. Maybe we could go, 27 million plus or 30 million. Because he is still young. And if he's proved that he can play in the Liga quite well, Real Madrid have got unlimited funds. 30 million to them is nothing. But how much would that show, mate? That's like the Mascherano, isn't it? Playing for Barcelona and stuff like that. There is a good player in there.
Oh yeah, well, I mean we knew that. Like when I think it's tough with Gerd when he first signed. We saw that. We thought he looked great. He looked like a Rolls Royce of a defender. I don't think he ever settled in the Premier League.
And you can tell that Todibo's a great player as well. I like Todibo. There's a little bit wobbly on it, but
mate, Todibo's a fan. He's been brilliant. I think Todibo looks really, really good. Yeah, you need to get a mic, mate.
Yeah, I will. Buy me one, guys. I'll start a GoFundMe page. Get Luke a mic.
To be fair, like proper studio quality.
Oh Jesus, he's gonna sing for us, isn't it? Yeah, I think we're gonna leave it there, mate. Because literally, there's nothing positive I can talk about. There literally is nothing positive I can talk about this.
Watch Mike Tyson, mate. That was positive, wasn't it? That was fun.
Yeah, no, absolute. I was going to swear there. Absolute awful. Yeah, I do like that Carl Frost and that are calling him out. I think that's funny. I would actually quite like to see Carl Frost get in with him.
I'd love to see it, mate. Like any of those, like that are retired and older, but not past it. I say not past it. You know what I mean? Like Frock, like a Bellew.
Oh yeah, Warriors.
Yeah, I'd love to see what, but he'll never. No, that's never going to happen in a million years. What about Daniel Dubois calling him out
as well?
Dubois called him out. Yeah, exactly. Dubois calling him out. Like, imagine it. Never in a million years is anything like that ever going to happen. But yeah, I'd love to see it.
That's a proper Rocky one. That is. Agüero is a good footballer, just not suited to Stoke away on a wet windy night. Yeah, but yeah, there is a good player in there. Right, guys, we're going to leave it there. Like I say, thank you for bearing with us with our new program and stuff that we're using. It will, as the time goes on, we'll get better at it, using it and working out how it works. Thank you so much. I'll be back with a review probably Tuesday morning, because I'll probably switch off from a 4-0 down after 45 minutes. We'll wait and see. Thanks again. Until next time, guys, please hit that like button, subscribe to the West Ham World. Come on, you irons. Keep believing if you can. As the famous song goes, things can only get better. And let's hope that is true. Let's go.
Cheers.
Done. Yeah, I do like it, but the only thing I didn't like was the chat. Like the little